Centuries old and based on solid traditions, the British monarchy may seem unshakable. However, King Charles III faces growing doubts about his legitimacy. Some desire a referendum to abolish the monarchy. They identify as Republicans.
We're a campaign group, pressure group. Aim is to get rid of the monarchy. We're confident that we can win that referendum because we do so many debates where we see people change their mind once they stop and think about it.
Not my king! Not my king! He's my king! He's your king! He's our king!
I know that some people would rather we weren't here, but, you know, that's life.
Every June in London, the British sovereign's birthday is celebrated with great fanfare, with the military parade trooping the colour. To guarantee a front row seat to the event, anti-monarchy activists have been up since dawn. In a few hours, Charles III and his family will parade along the Mall, the avenue to Buckingham Palace. The most ardent royalists, also here since dawn, are preparing to cheer for their sovereign and celebrate the monarchy. The Republicans intend to disrupt the party. Graham Smith is their leader. He has been heading the Republic movement for 20 years.
Yep. See how many people we annoy?
Do you want me to start?
So we might need to slightly angle it so we just want to make sure we get this and the royals in the photo. Last year was the first time we did trooping. We had about 70, 80 people here. We got rained on a lot, so by the time we went down there, it was about 20 of us. But yeah, we're hoping that we're much more focused this year on getting people down to the palace. So we've got over 100 people saying they're going to come. So we'll just have to see who turns up.
Since Queen Elizabeth II's passing, the movement is more popular than ever. It currently has 7,000 members.
Yeah, how's it going? How are you?
Nice
Graham.
to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you. How are you doing?
How are you?
Hi.
Graham's arrest at the King's coronation in 2023 pushed Republic in the limelight.
We sort of unloading the van nearby Trafalgar Square, and 6 of us got arrested right there just for being in possession of placards. And then 2 others got arrested later in the day. So I think they are trying to avoid a repeat of that because that didn't look good on them.
Down with the crown! Down with the crown! Down with the crown! Not my king! Down with the crown! Down with the crown! Down with the crown! Down with the crown! Everyone needs to put their placards down. Unfortunately, the Metropolitan Police have once again decided to not allow peaceful and meaningful protest.
The visual impact is far greater, and that is the point of it. The photos, the images, is about having this sea of yellow.
But your placards are still quite high.
It doesn't matter. We're not going to start designing our protests according to what the police want. Yeah, the king went past and he saw us very clearly, and as did Kate. I didn't catch William. I don't know whether he's on a horse or not, but yeah, they certainly know we're here.
The Republicans are determined to reach Buckingham Palace.
We love the king and we love the royal family. I think it's disrespectful for them to be here today. I understand peaceful protest, but I think it spoils everyone else who wants to be here today.
The Republicans' booing has a clear knack for disturbing the legendary British calm.
Not my king! Not my king! Not my king! Not my king! Have President Conde
undemocratic. Nobody voted those people in. Look at the facts behind the monarchy. Don't just attend, follow everybody else, because that's what they're here doing. Use your brain. Look it up.
It was a really good, very strong protest, so pretty pleased with it. Really much better than last year, which is the main aim. So yeah.
This dissatisfaction with the monarchy is not restricted to London. Today, over a third of the British call for its abolition. "300 kilometres from the capital, the county of Cornwall has independent leanings. Many residents criticise the central government and the monarchy, like here in Penzance, a coastal town that attracts many artists. Andrew Swan is one of them. The former graphist became a plastic artist 10 years ago.
During the coronation, I decided to make a flag saying, "Not my king, not my queen," and I placed a piece of material on the wall and painted on the material, and accidentally it went onto the wall. So this is a permanent reminder of what I believe about the royal family. So this is my new artwork, and it's about the royal family benefiting from payments from charities such as rent, charging them for various services. So I decided to create an image of the king with lots of medals on, and each medal would represent one of the charities or organisations which is having to pay him. This is the logo of the Macmillan charity, which is a charity that provides assistance for people who've got cancer. So they did pay £16.8 million to the royal family for renting a property in central London. And I don't think general public realise that they are funding the royal family indirectly.
In 2004, renting properties to associations, public organisms and businesses provided the royal family with over €57 million.
So I started exploring the world of extreme wealth. You had the self-made billionaires through their companies, but also you had other extreme wealth which was inherited. And the top of that scale is the royal family. And you just start to discover just how much land there is owned by inherited wealth. I suppose I'm a protest artist, but I try and make things look pretty so that people look at them, but then they realise that the subject isn't pretty that I'm doing.
Andrew Swan also draws inspiration from his volunteer work. Some Penzance neighbourhoods are among the poorest in England.
I started volunteering for the Street Food Project about 10 years ago. So we're going to the Lugger Hotel, and I pick up every Wednesday at 4 o'clock a cottage pie which they make for the Street Food Project. Brilliant, thank you.
Yeah, just grab you the piece.
You're right, brilliant. street food project, its remit is to provide a hot meal for anyone who needs it at 6 o'clock every night. It's anyone who walks in.
Can I say, he does amazing and we love the food.
I don't cook it, you know that.
I know that, but you
Yeah,
bring it here. If it wasn't for you, it wouldn't be here, would it?
Well, no. My first exhibition was about the guests here and the homeless and the stories they had. So working here is a really grounding experience because this is one end of the wealth spectrum, and these people are managing to survive on very little and they're coping. Yeah.
We won't be having cardboard boxes soon because we've got no more funding. So you'll have to bring your own containers to put things in to take away.
Or you eat here.
Yeah.
In the area, many plots and properties belong to the Duchy of Cornwall, created in the 14th century. The profits ensure a tidy annual income for the heir to the British throne. Last year alone, he received 27 million euros.
Most of Cornwall's all duchy land, it's all royalty land, and there's not any shame in giving them more money. And they're probably going off and having parties, probably more of their properties empty, not being used for the homeless. It just seems like a huge injustice.
We're paying for them for their fuel, for their houses. We're paying for all sorts. Why should we be paying for that? Pay for it yourself.
The United Kingdom has some of the highest inequalities in Europe. This gap widened with Brexit, the pandemic, and the economic crisis. This reality also fuels Danny Rawlings' Republican activism. This 38-year-old Bristol teacher works for the Republic movement at the local level.
This is Newport in Wales. This was our first time there. This was last year for Pride in Bristol. So I'm in charge of the social media account for Republic Bristol. Basically, we want to gather together people in this area to join us. We make freedom of information requests. You can go to any public body, police, councils, and try to find out how much something costs. You see I've made over 104 requests. A great result we got was about Camilla's visit to Bath. It turned out that it cost over £12,000. And maybe that doesn't seem much for some people, but all of this builds up. The reason I'm passionate about this is my own background. So I grew up on benefits. My sister and I hated Sundays because Monday was benefits day. So by Sunday there was no food in the house, the electricity and gas meter went off. We actually looked forward to school because we would get some food and some light and heat. Now I'm a teacher and I work with pupils who suffer the same or worse. The money is there, but we have people like the royals taking so much and giving so little back. So these are books that I've collected over time. This book, for example, it cost £12 million for the taxpayer. It was for the Platinum Jubilee. It was given to every single primary school child in the country. A massive waste of money. I collect them because we're amazed at the narrative and how the monarchy supporters try to control it. Sometimes it's ridiculous. For example, this book, they tried to make it seem like Charles is hardworking and he wears lots of hats. Whereas we know from his diary that he only has a few engagements a month. Most of them last less than an hour, and he's paid millions of pounds for that. So I would not call that hard work personally. But it's making children, people from a very young age, grow up with this narrative.
Oh, hey,
Oh, Danny.
see you, thanks for coming.
Right, mate.
Good to see you.
Oh, because you know.
Danny and other local activists regularly meet up to hand out pamphlets. In Bath, a conservative English town, they meet up with Graham Smith, the leader of the Republic movement.
Abolish the monarchy.
There you go. Cheers. There you go. You're more to vote as well. Head of state, elected, unelected. You all need citizen.
Well, the Republic is just a single-issue campaign group, so we don't stand for elections. We're not a party. Well, this is one of our local teams in Bath, and basically they go out every now and again on the street, leafleting, talking to people. I think they're doing a poll today, asking people if they want an elected or unelected head of state.
No. Maybe, but no.
Maybe.
I like him very much.
Okay.
So we use the Union Jack to play monarchists at their own game, basically. They like to say that we're anti-British, anti-UK, we're unpatriotic. But we would argue, actually, we're more patriotic because we want a better country for everyone, not just one wealthy family.
I like him. Love him. Love him.
It's not my king.
Oh, lovely. When you see people, you can never assume, are they for, against? You're a royalist, okay.
We need a king, we don't need a parliament.
Okay. Would you like to vote? Charles took £11 million from the NHS. He charged ambulances to park. Should he pay it back or keep that money?
You should pay it back.
Right, fair enough. Thank you. Woof. Money, money, money. I sincerely hope we will see a republic in my lifetime. Things are changing and they're changing quickly. We've seen already reflected in the polls how support for the monarchy has declined since the death of Elizabeth, and it's only going in our direction.
In Kiel, in the heart of England, the Byline Festival is an annual hub for activists, artists and journalists here to defend freedom of speech. In these times when the monarchy is being questioned, Andrew Swan was invited to show his works.
Right.
He and his partner Winnie transported them across the country.
Because this is the entrance, this is where they come in. 650 people will be coming in here to register, so they will see this straight away. So this coach was built out of money made by the Royal African Company, which was one of the main collaborators in slavery in the 17th, 18th century. So this is their logo. So this logo has been covered up over the centuries because of the embarrassment, but I've decided to bring it back and put it right on the state coach.
It's good because I only saw them on the wall last time. I
Yeah,
don't think I
so
saw them standing up on their own.
That's
so.
right, they're going to be freestanding this time
Great.
because it gives more flexibility.
Yeah.
Stephen Colgrave, director of the festival and founder of the independent media outlet Byline Times, discovered Andrew's work at an exhibit in London.
There are not enough artists who are criticising the monarchy or even protesting about anything, really. If I think back to the 60s, it was all about being anti-establishment, and we had God Save the Queen, the fascist regime, which was the big single. But these days, nobody seems to really care.
The following day, the festival opens its doors for 3 days.
So I created this piece fairly shortly after the coronation of King Charles.
I think that all the history behind it is disgusting.
Yeah.
And I don't think we should have a monarchy.
Right.
Yes, you can. That's fine.
So
I made some of these things.
I've made all these, yeah. Mm-hmm. So this piece is called King of the Rickets. There are now poverty-related diseases like rickets and scurvy amongst the poor, which haven't been around since Victorian times. My father suffered from rickets, so when I heard that it had come back again, I was quite upset about it.
I think the royal family is historically is responsible, but now they are part of a system. It's not just the royal family. If they disappeared tomorrow morning, I think we would still have all of these problems.
Some people will engage with it, and they either agree with it or disagree with it. I don't mind, but what I like is interaction with it. I'm hoping that it will just raise the awareness of inequality.
In London, the Isle of Dogs, historically a working class area, clearly illustrates the gap between rich and poor. The glass towers of Canary Wharf, one of Europe's largest financial hubs, coexist with social dwellings. Jane Smeeth, a palliative nurse, resides in this neighbourhood. Every day, after visiting her patients at home, this Republican transcribes their conversations.
This person has lung cancer. They were talking about their pain. They were taking codeine for their pain, but it wasn't helpful for them. At this meeting, this visit, I also talked about their future care. I asked them about their preferred place of death. I suppose my work has reinforced my views of republicanism because I see the effects of poverty on people's life. I see so much inequality in this country. We know that the Queen had private health care. I don't think she would have lived as long as she did without that. Some of my patients have to wait days on end to get to see a GP. And these are people who are dying to try and get prescriptions prescribed on time. I became a Republican in 1977 in the Queen's Silver Jubilee year. I think growing up in a working class neighbourhood has influenced me. It was a month before I turned 12 and the Queen was coming to Ipswich in Suffolk. We got relatively early to wait for the Queen to arrive. And I remember we waited for hours and hours. Finally, the Queen appeared. But actually, it was bitterly disappointing. The ordinariness of them. I thought there would be something truly remarkable about this woman because she was the Queen. She was different to the rest of us. And I thought we're supposed to be cheering and delighted to even glance at these people. And that was when I realised the obscenity of the royal family and the whole establishment and the institution. But I wear this at my Republic events. If history can look back on these people in yellow T-shirts who shouted at these events and say they started that ball rolling, and now look where we are, that we are now a republic in Britain, I think it would be life-changing.
Nothing could keep Jane Smeeth away on the day of the Republic, taking place in May for the anniversary of the King's coronation. The Republicans have been authorised to set up on the iconic Trafalgar Square, in the heart of London and near Buckingham Palace. She has come to help dozens of volunteers hailing from all over England.
It's fantastic. It's really good to be with people who feel the same way as me.
But yeah, we've got a bigger stage. Everything's better organised, got more music. Everyone's going to turn up this time. And we've got the dinosaur ready before we start. This is Chuck the Rex. So his teeth are a bit loose, he needs a bit of dental work. Chuck is another name for Charles. But of course, Rex, it's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Rex means king, so it's a bit of a multi-layered analism. He basically represents the monarchy being something that belongs in a museum.
Good afternoon. I'm Graham Smith. I'm CEO of Republic, who are organising today's Republic Day. We're also rallying in Edinburgh and Cardiff. Come down and check out who our allies are, where those campaigns are working, what they're doing. We do have...
There are many young people in the audience.
growing campaigns across
The movement
Europe, as well
seeks
as
to mobilise this generation to increase pressure.
Canada has collapsed.
Rejection of the monarchy is especially strong in the 18 to 24 demographic. 1 out of 2 young people disapprove of the institution.
I took the train down from North, and I leaving about 6:30 in the morning, but worth it to see this and be involved with what I firmly believe in. So it's important for young people to be represented, because we're going to be growing up under what this is, and what this is we don't like. We need to do something about it.
I really wanted to come. I really think it's good to have a large turnout of people, show that we are here and we do care that it becomes a republic. I think I told my friends I was coming, and some of them they hadn't thought about it before and just thought it was the thing, we had a monarchy. But I think I spoke to a couple of my friends and they sort of agreed to you that it doesn't make much sense that we have a monarchy.
I just want to introduce you to someone who you've already heard from a few times, actor, campaigner, and great on TV arguing about the monarchy, and great on the podcast. It is Kelechi Okafor.
The issue that we have are those who are above us, who keep taking power, who keep taking all of our resources. I get angry at the fact that we have so little of it in this country, but we are pretending that we do. We have not, as a nation, yet stepped into the 21st century because we keep, I'm holding on to archaic, draconian relics that will not serve us in the name of keeping tradition. Is tradition more important than your freedom? I think he really loves King Charles. That's his babe. And so this is important to note, because what people don't want is change.
To me, it's important to be here as a black British woman of Nigerian descent, because the monarchy has been a symbol of colonialism and oppression historically for people like myself. You might meet another Nigerian British person who thinks that's perfectly okay. We're not homogenous. They're allowed to have their opinions. But for me, I cannot in good conscience keep seeing an entity that represents bloodshed, rape, pillage, colonialism as a whole, and oppression.
A few other words about why we're here. Because we are going to win, as I said. And then one day we will all, wherever we live in the United Kingdom as it is now, go to the ballot box and cast our vote to abolish the monarchy. And on this square, there'll be screens much louder than this one, crowds much louder than this one, as we celebrate the inauguration of our very first elected head of state. One of us, chosen by us, for us, to serve us, the people of this country. Not my king! Not my king! Not my king! Not my king!
The Republican movement is now a lasting presence in Great Britain. But if they hope to increase their still sparse ranks and turn the page on the monarchy, one major challenge remains: mobilising the millions of British people who, for now, remain indifferent to the ruling power.